Welcome to Trivia Viral. Our channel covers all the latest analysis and recaps on TV shows and movies, as well as interesting stories and facts that you may not have known. So sit back, relax, and subscribe to our channel if you have been enjoying our videos so far. In 2028, Earth is suffering from a global energy crisis. The film opens with a British scientist who is sitting in a car with her husband. They are trapped in a traffic jam, and they are complaining about the frequent blackouts around them because of the energy crisis. We learn that the Brit scientist has been invited to go aboard the space station Cloverfield in order to test a powerful particle accelerator called Shepard, which can provide the Earth with infinite energy. We then jump forth 2 years later, with the crew testing the Shepard for the umpteenth time. The crew of the ship consists of the British scientist, a German scientist, and a Chinese scientist working on the Shepard. That group also has a Russian scientist who is in charge of performing life support and ensuring that the ship's electronics are properly functioning, a Brazilian doctor, an Irish technician, and a US crew commander. The test does not succeed. The particle accelerator outputs too much energy. The tensions between the crew continue, with the Russian accusing the German of taking his time with the tests. The former's mother country is experiencing very low levels of energy and is threatening war. The crew is gearing up for another test, and the doctor is watching a news report about what is happening on the Earth. In the report, a man says that if the Shepard is fully operational, it could allow supernatural creatures to enter the present dimension and also mix in other dimensions and the past and future timelines. So the crew dismisses it as nonsense and starts the test. This video is sponsored by QD. QD is Asia's largest platform for students, tutors, and coaches to match up for lessons. Sign up at QD today. When the accelerator becomes hot, it catches fire. After the crew fixes it, they discover that they are no longer orbiting the Earth. They initially thought that they had destroyed the planet accidentally by testing the Shepard, but later they were convinced that they had been warped to a completely different part of the galaxy. Strange things begin to happen, and some of them include the discovery and rescue of a strange woman who was fused with wires inside a wall. The eyeballs of the Russian begin to move independently of one another. He starts talking with his reflection in a mirror and is compelled to make a gun from a 3D printer. He uses the gun to threaten the crew, but while he is doing that, he convulses and passes, and the station's worm colony explodes out of him. Then the rescue tell the Brit that they should not trust the German. The rescue claims the German was a spy sent by his government to keep the Shepard shut down. Then, the Irishman's arm is pulled into a solid wall and cut off completely, without bleeding or pain. They find that the arm moves from one place to another by its own volition. They realize that the arm is trying to write something, and it instructs them to cut the Russian open. As soon as they do that, they find the missing gyroscope. They finally find Earth, and they begin restoring their communications. But the transmissions from that station state that it was destroyed and fell to the Earth 2 days prior. The crew determines that the particle beam overload caused the Cloverfield paradox. It caused the station to move to a parallel universe, and in that universe the rescue replaces the Chinese woman as the station's engineer. The German is considered a spy, and the Brit stays on Earth with her children still alive. They think that the paradox can be reversed, and that they will return to their own universe if they activate the Shepard again. So the crew starts making repairs. The Chinese woman gets trapped in a chamber full of water. Then the water exploded, freezing the Chinese woman. Meanwhile, the Brit decides that she must return to parallel Earth with the rescue in order to prevent the fire that wiped out her children. While they prepare, the Irishman passes away in an explosion caused by a strange magnetic field that causes part of the Shepard to become unstable. This threatens to tear apart the entire station. The American commander sacrifices himself in order to save the station and leaves the Brit in charge. On this Earth, the husband wakes up to see that a wave of destruction has devastated the planet, and that he could see the silhouette of a giant monster in the distance. While he is on his way to the local hospital to provide medical assistance, he stops at a dockyard to help a young girl. He finds out that the hospital was destroyed, so he takes the girl to a friend's underground shelter. There he takes care of her wounds, with the incoming Shepard ready to activate. The Brit is prepared to leave with the rescue, but the rescue knocks her out. She takes out the Brazilian with the Russian's gun, then wounds the German. She insists that the station remains in this universe in order to keep the Shepard there. So, when the Brit regains consciousness, she uses a gun to shoot out a window and eject the rescue into space. The Brit decides to return to her universe with the German. She makes a recording that she sends to her alternate universe version. In the recording, she discusses what plan she is planning to do with her Shepard and stresses how important her family is. The Brit and the German reverse the universe shift and use the modifications made by the late Chinese woman to make the Shepard work. After reporting in, the two eject themselves into a capsule toward the Earth. By listening to a message sent from Mission Control, the husband sees that the station is returning and that his wife is back on Earth. He lambasted the mission control for not warning her that she should not return to Earth. As the capsule enters the atmosphere, a giant monster bursts out of a cloud layer and lets out a loud roar. The screen cuts to black and the sound disappears.
What are your thoughts about the story? Let us know in the comments section below. Subscribe if you would like to see more similar videos, and give us a thumbs up to get more recommendations of our videos. Be the first to watch the latest videos by clicking the bell icon. See you on the next video.